welcome to Podcast vs. Player, episode 229. I'm one of your hosts, Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who was that skint this Christmas. He opened a door on his advent calendar and a bailiff was there. Who woke up in hospital and the nurse told him he won't be able to feel anything from the waist down, so he just felt her tits.
Not bad.
Would you Adam and Eve it? It's only bloody Dan.
Happy New Year,
Happy
everyone.
New Year indeed. It's 2023, the year of do. Long-standing joke for long-time listeners.
Yeah, I could get that tattooed on my back and then just cross out the year and then just put the new year in every time. You could mark off
You'd be like bloody...
decades.
Oh, God, who's the killer? Zaz from Batman. Every time he kills someone...
Yeah, or Calendar Man.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably just be easier to just have the year of do, because that would just be applicable to every year.
Or you could just put year of do 20 and then just line, and then you could just put like temporary.
Yeah, we just like a pen. That's a.
Well, I meant like a temporary tattoo rather than just a biro.
I was just thinking of a Sharpie or something reasonably permanent.
Yeah. Could do. Yeah, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that committed to this.
No,
nonsense,
I don't think any of us are. Let's be honest. How was your Christmas and New Year's Day?
I mean, not great. I don't know if that's necessarily a story we want to go into.
Then,
I suppose that's the fucking point of all this, isn't it?
not necessarily. It doesn't. If it's not light-hearted and fun, we don't want it.
Nothing I do is light-hearted and fun. I wouldn't have a job.
That's true.
On this, I mean.
Yeah, just in general. No, not a goodie.
No, I mean, I was going to go to a friend of mine's, which is what I usually do. But his missus' parents were coming over, so I didn't really want to I didn't want to be in the way, and just sort of. It's nice when it's just the three of us and we can just sort of chill out. But with parents there's like, could we cut loose, and do as much heroin and that as we usually do? Probably not. So. Didn't go there. My sister offered if I wanted to go down, but because of the fucking train strikes, if I went down on like the Thursday before Christmas, I wouldn't be able to come back until the following Wednesday because there literally weren't any trains running. And she was like, "I'll drive you there," and I was like, "Fuck off! It's like an hour and a half. I'm not going to ask you to do that on Christmas." So ended up just staying at home on my own, which is fine. I'm not partial to that.
You should have said.
Had a nice Christmas dinner.
You could have come to mine.
What, and deal with your family as well, forget it.
It was only me and Zoe and Logan.
That's enough. But again, it'd be exactly the same problem. I wouldn't be able to get back.
Yeah, but you could have just stayed in.
Like, getting there would... No, no,
Forever.
because I wouldn't have been able to get back until the Wednesday morning when I was going, like, back to work. The earliest I could literally get back home
you were
would
back.
have been 8:30 on the Wednesday.
You were back at work then.
Yeah. So I would have arrived in Manchester half an hour before I was supposed to start work.
That's all right, plenty of time.
Not ideal. Not real, no. So, yeah, just ended up staying at home. Had a nice Christmas dinner, which I don't think I sent you a
You
picture
did,
of.
that big, fat, juicy lamb.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Did I? Yeah.
It's ginormous, mate. Pork, rather.
Clearly you paid attention to it, yeah. But,
to be fair...
Yeah, because of, like...
I was just going to say, if I get a picture of a big slab of meat off you, it's normally lamb.
Yeah, like a leg or something like that
shank.
that I easily chomp down on. Yeah, but I just found like a nice... I was going to get... I had venison last year, which was really fucking good.
I've never had venison.
But they didn't have it again. Honestly, mate, it was like this. I'm not joking. It was like this fucking big. It was so good. But like because of like I've had like my back has just been playing up for fucking weeks. And I've just with the amount of like ibuprofen and codeine that I've had, I've been completely fucking blocked up, like constipated to shit. I've had 2 poos in the last 2.5 weeks.
Fucking
I think.
Hell.
Yeah, honestly, mate. Like I've literally got.
I've done that while we've been doing the podcast.
Like, oh, you can't see it's fucking blurry, but that's laxatives there to try and. Oh, like it's like a stool softener rather than like
make it like Play-Doh.
Yeah, like
Comes
other
out your
than like a
nose
20
and out
minute.
your ears.
Yeah, someone pushes down my head and goes. But I tell you what, I did actually block the toilet the other day when the second one happened because it was out of the water, but it wasn't like a one. It was like a it was like that Triceratops shit from Jurassic Park.
Oh god!
Like I'm not joking, and I feel gross about it, but I did have to like mummy up a hand and just give it a good.
Actually, I don't
plunger.
think I've got
Who the fuck's got a plunger?
I don't think I say that as if I've got like 10. I don't think I've got one.
Also, it's a toilet. Like the it's like a weird sort of like
use the handle.
That sort of shape.
Yeah, you hold the plunger end and just stab at it.
I was tempted to get not a hairdryer, just sort of cook it. A coat hanger, I meant, and just sort of scoop it up a bit. But eventually, I got it. I got rid of it.
I thought you were going to do a South Park and raise it to be Bono.
No, there's already enough Bonos in the world. I've just not been feeling like. So I had like a flu. I was completely like I was unconscious for like a day. Like work came to my place because it was like 3:30, and just no one had heard from me because I'd just been completely knocked out. Like my housemate was in because he was working from home, but he didn't even know I was in. Like so, my fucking one of my HR people was buzzing the door, and they're like, "Dan didn't come into work," and he's like, "He's not here." And I just sort of like came in the kitchen like I had no idea what time it was. I was like, because it was like a cold sort of flu-y sort of thing going around work anyway, so I caught that, and my back's been playing up. But I've got some prescription meds now that they gave me 200 of. Honestly, like a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half ago-ish. I've got 30 left.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I've got a physiotherapy appointment on Wednesday morning to hopefully get like a scan or like something to try and figure out what the hell's going on. But my back is just a fucking mess, and it's just having a knock-on effect. So when you just sort of had that like entire fucking joint of pork to yourself and you don't have a shit afterwards, it's not good.
Maybe that's why your back hurts, because you've been carrying that shit around.
Yeah, like a pregnant lady. Yeah. So yeah, not great. And then New Year's, I went round to a mate's for New Year's. And yeah, we had a Five Guys that was not great. Like, this just has not been a pretty fucking stellar year, if I'm honest. Like, end of year, it's been a bit poo, and work's just been dead fucking quiet. So I've been bored as shit at work. So yeah, not a good one, mate, if I'm honest. How about you?
It was brilliant.
Even this out, yeah.
But not in any specific way, just more so, like, I'm still a big avid supporter of COVID. And let me finish. Because prior to COVID, I used to have to travel around the place going seeing like family and stuff for Christmas. And then COVID happened, and I was like, right, can't come and see any of you, which is what I wanted. And then it was like one of the best Christmases ever because we just got to stay at home. And then after that, I was like, we're doing this every year. We're not going to go see anyone. So we didn't. Yeah. Other than like Christmas Eve and stuff, I don't mind. But Christmas Day, I want to be at home. Went bowling Christmas Eve with Logan. Won a little Crash Bandicoot plush at the machine. That just cost like...
Oh, like the...
Yeah, like the claw machine.
Claw.
Cost about 90 quid. But while John was trying to win it, I'd gone on Amazon and found it for 15 quid. And I was just going to buy it and then go to Logan like, we've won it, but you've got to wait till next Wednesday for it to get it. But yeah, no, everyone had lots of fun. And then Christmas Day, say just the three of us here, had a big lovely beef dinner that Zoe made. Slow cooker. Day before, up to Christmas Day. Fucking slid straight off. It was fucking glorious.
Yep.
Found out Logan doesn't like pigs in blankets, so he's up for adoption. He loves bacon and he loves sausage. So figure why he wouldn't eat it. So I had to eat about like Christmas Day was the first day in a long time I've got meat sweats from just eating too much meat. So that was nice. That was a nice thing to go through. That's about it, really. New Year's, same again. Here, watching Arrested Development on full volume just to keep the dogs from hearing the fireworks.
So See, you told me ages ago that you'd already watched it.
I'd started watching it, and when I turned it, because I was flicking through looking for something to watch, and that had come up because of Parks and Recs and everything. I was like, fucking hell, yeah, I need to watch this. And I was like 6 episodes in, and I started watching it. I just went, nope, I don't remember any of this. I just went back to the beginning and started it again.
Yeah.
And
like whereabouts are you up to now then?
I think it's still season 1. It's where Jobs blew the yacht up, and they think George Michael was on.
Yeah, for the magic trick. Yeah.
They are two of my favourite things that I can remember from the episode I watched yesterday. Well, the few episodes I watched yesterday. One with Henry Winkler as the lawyer. And Fonzie.
A lawyer?
Yeah, he's like.
Of course he is. He's the family lawyer, isn't he? He's like, great news, everyone. We've got a plea deal, which is something I never expected, and I think we should take it. That's brilliant. What's the deal? I don't know. I didn't read it. I put myself back on the dating scene last night, and then it does like a flashback to him, and he's pulling up next to that prostitute. He's like, you're not one of those. He's like,
yeah, you know what I'm going to say.
He's like, you know one of those ladyboys, though? He's like, no.
Well, I just did not expect that.
Barry Zuckercorn.
That's it. And then
he's so good in that.
I think he's really funny, but he's like that.
I thought he was.
Though.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, he's a great little cameo spot in Parks, but they don't give him a huge amount to do. But in this, man, he's
got so much stuff on.
Right.
Well,
it's so
I've
good.
also started watching Our Flag Means Death.
I started someone recommended this to me the other day, and I'm on episode 6.
I'm on episode 2. I only started it last night.
And do you know what? Someone recommended it. It's Reece Darby and Taika Waititi, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good solid mix. It's not his best work. I think it's fine. There's a couple of funny bits in it, but it's just sort of like, oh, this feels very sort of like BBC Two. It doesn't feel like it's got much behind it.
Yeah, it feels very comedy's close to Shadows, but nowhere near the caliber.
Absolutely, it's not. It hasn't got the backing or the budget or the writing.
Might be a bit of a grower, like so many. I don't know how many episodes there are to the season, but I mean, if you're 6 in,
from what I understand,
so you've only got 2 left for it to kick off. What really made me laugh is, I say I've only watched the first episode, but when they're on about the debating whether to kill the captain, they're like, but I kind of like it because he reads us bedtime stories. And you go, yeah, but he can read. Yeah, but can he do the voices? Oh yeah.
Do you know what's interesting though, right? Because I reinstalled. I think it was probably a few months ago, probably after the original sort of like trailers for Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage came out. Because I've been playing, sort of dip in and out of Valhalla every now and then, but I reinstalled Black Flag.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I was just like, I think that is actually my favourite one, just sort of mooching about on the seas and hunting and blowing the ships up and all that kind of stuff. And I was, I've been playing it for the last couple of weeks or so, and someone recommended that Our Flag Means Death on the weekend. So I was watching that, and I was just like, this feels like I could be doing something else. Like, I don't need to commit my time to this, so I can do something else while I'm doing it. And so I was like, oh, I'll carry on with Black Flag. And the fucking characters in Black Flag, one of the guys that you meet is called Stede Bonnet. It's
Really?
him. It's the same dude. And I was like, because I was literally watching a cutscene, and he was like sailing past on his own boat, and like he'd been in the like cutscenes, and like he's in the game like pretty much from the get go. I was literally watching this fucking show and playing a game, and the guy was literally just on the same screen at the same time. And I was like, wait, what? And went into the Animus like database thing, and it was like, yeah, it's this dude like from the Bahamas, left his family, and I was like, is this like a legit actual
was he real?
historical guy? Potentially.
Oh, did you not look it? I thought you might have looked it up.
I'm assuming that if it's in a game and it's in a show, it's a real dude. Yeah. Like, because like Blackbeard again, like is in Black Flag, and it's whatever. But I was just like, wow, that like clearly this is just some sort of like this gentleman pirate sort of like, you know, clearly that's like a legit thing that must have happened back in the day. But yeah, it's fine, just not.
It doesn't help.
Like if you want to watch anything, watch Shadows.
Yeah, Shadows is way better. But I only put it on because shocker, Zoe fell asleep, so she's like 6 episodes behind on Arrested Development. So I was like,
well, they're only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, she's caught. I think she's caught up now, to be honest. But I put it on because I'll watch 1 or 2 of these, and then she could watch them, and then she catch up with these after we've watched Arrested Development. But it got a bit late after I finished the first one, so I was like, I'll leave it there. And it's fine. Yeah. It's okay. It's better than
but
shows.
That's the thing. It doesn't get much better, but it doesn't get any worse either. It's just, it's fine. It's just, it's good for the BBC. Yeah. I'll say that. But it's a HBO show, but it doesn't feel like, because one of the things that I have been doing over Christmas is I've absolutely fucking rinsed through Breaking Bad. And I think I've only got like 6 episodes left of the show. But I haven't actually. I got up to that point about 2 weeks ago, but I haven't actually got round to. I think I just burnt myself out with it.
It's very good.
Like right at the end of the race. But yeah, it's been real fucking good. Like I get why people absolutely banged on about it for like 10 years.
Excellent. Like really, 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 really good show. And I'm glad you finally watched it. Cause
yeah, I just thought I've got like a week off for Christmas or whatever, so I better do something with it, as I'm not going anywhere and I can't have a poo. I'm literally stuck here not doing anything, so all I've got to do is wait till end of this year and then I can do Game of Thrones, I think.
Have you watched Bad Batch? New season of Bad Batch has started?
No. I watched like 2 episodes of that and I was like, oh, it's all focused on a fucking kid, so I'm not interested.
No, it's focused on the Bad Batch and then she's in some, but she's got focus in it. But I like it. It's very good. I really like it. I can't think of anything else that's...
well, that Strange Worlds has dropped.
Not what I thought. Not what I thought.
I haven't watched it yet. Have you actually?
Yeah, I watched it the day it come on Disney Plus.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
It's a good film, but it's not how it looked on the trailers and stuff. It seemed to be more of a like a bizarre... Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? You know, like really old... like old movie trailers, and I can't think of like an example of it other than Outer Worlds, how the style of it is. Do you remember the Outer Worlds?
What, the Obsidian game? Right.
So
okay.
like the aesthetics and style of that, just like this strange world. And,
yeah, it's like a 1950s sci-fi.
Yeah, that kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. That's this vibe the trailer gave, but the actual movie's nothing like that. It's more of a just like a dad and his kid bonding and they're not bonding, and they go on an adventure. It's a good film, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not a Pixar.
It's not Turning Red. I was going to say Breaking. I was going to say
well,
Breaking
again, that's Pixar.
No,
though,
that's
isn't
what
it?
I'm saying. No,
film,
but that's the bar at the moment for me. I love that film. It's fucking excellent. Animated film, at least.
Yeah, there was something else that I watched. I watched Knives Out and Glass Onion. Like again, I know that they're old at this
Glass
point.
Onion's
but
new. Glass Onion only came out just before Christmas.
Is it on Netflix then already?
Because it had like 2 weeks in the theatre and then went to Netflix through some weird deal and lost loads of money in the process.
Oh, dang. Well, have you seen them both yet?
I saw Knives Out whenever it came out, and I watched Glass Onion. Could have been last weekend. I don't like Glass Onion as much as I like Knives Out.
I think I'm the other way around, but
Really?
I'd seen like a thing on Instagram, which it was like, you know, like when you're sort of scrolling through some videos autoplay, it was a very well. I suppose it is a spoiler for Knives Out. So if you haven't watched it, skip like 15 seconds. But basically, it's I was just scrolling through, and it was Chris Evans with a knife like falling onto the woman, and then like lifting up, and the knife comes back out again. That's all it was, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that's from. Oh, maybe that's that new Knives Out. Oh, so is he the killer? Oh, and like I put it together in like 3 seconds. So like it was all very well put together, and like the fact that you found out exactly what happened at the start, and it's kind of like explaining, great little murder mystery, sort of like. But again, I knew the whole time that it was him, and I thought if I didn't know that, I don't know if I'd have put it together.
I didn't.
Do you know what I mean? I think I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. But I thought Glass Onion was great. Like, I just, again, I think it's because, like, it's got no rewatchability for me, though.
Yeah.
I can't go back and have the same experience with it, because it's, I know what the deal is.
As soon as they got to the house, though, like, as soon as they got to, like, his place, I knew it was him.
But there was a few things in it that I really quite like. You know, like, when they're, like, again, spoilers for Glass Onion, sorry. But when they're like sat at the dinner table and Ed Norton's like, oh, I've got this whole weekend and he's so clever, and he's like, oh, have we started? Oh, okay, well, it's about this, and like he just is already got it, and he solves it in like 3 seconds, and like Ed Norton's face is like, he's like, I can't believe you just figured it out so quickly. I thought that was great, and like the identical twin, I didn't see that coming, so that's. But again, I can't watch it again now.
No, it's the same.
I could, but it's just like I'm not gonna get anything out of it anymore.
Have you watched the Jennifer Aniston and fucking hell, Adam Sandler murder mystery?
Oh, that is like a boat or something.
It's partly on a boat. Yeah, it's really good. Even though it's got Adam.
No,
Sandler
I know the one you mean. Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't really.
He's good in it. He's good in it. Anymore. It's not like a silly slapsticky film. There's funny bits in it, but that's a murder mystery, and it's genuinely a really good film. I really liked it. But again, once you've watched it, you can't watch it again. There's another one on Disney Plus. It's not Catch Me If You Can. That's a fucking magic one. It's a similar name to that. See How They Run.
Oh,
but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, the Sam Rockwell. Yeah. I've been meaning to watch that. I love Sam Rockwell. So, yeah, you're right. I've been meaning to watch. But I ended up, after I'd watched Knives Out and Glass Onion, I think I was just in like a detective murder mystery kind of mood. And then because I think Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express are both on Disney Plus. So I was like, I'll watch one. I can't remember which order they came out. I don't think they're related to each other, but
don't think so.
I'll see which one's rated the best, and I'll watch that one, and if I enjoy that one, I'll go back and watch the other one. So started watching Death on the Nile, and I'm not joking, about 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I can't, I'm just so not into this at all, and I stopped watching. I was just like, I just, nothing about this seems genuine. It just seems like a stage play that's just really poorly put together. I just didn't click with it. But like Daniel Craig's like ridiculous fucking accent in Knives Out. But like that whole sort of like detective thing that he's not kicking ass and like, you know, shooting people or whatever. It's just a very clever guy. And like it's fun to just watch like a clever guy like be clever.
Columbo and Foghorn Leghorn had a baby.
Yeah, kind of.
Just needed that.
Like, I could watch like if they, because I'm sure they will, like with the reaction that like these films are getting, they're going to be like, hey, do you want to do like another 2 or 3 more Benoit Blanc?
I'd watch some more.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd watch like a Columbo series of it. Just like each episode is just him solving a mystery. I'd watch that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to, because now that this is going to be opening doors, I'll be like, okay, well, how about we do like a Benoit Blanc prequel, like how he became the world's greatest detective or whatever. Oh, that's so good as well when like they have like the whole intro on the and he's just sort of like, oh, you want me to get involved? Oh, okay. And then Ed Norton takes him up to his office and he's like, yeah, what are you doing here? And he's like, you invited me. He's like, no, I didn't. I genuinely really enjoyed that. I thought it was better than the first one.
It was a good film.
I really liked
it. I genuinely did prefer the first one. But I think the first one lent more heavily on the noir aspect.
Everyone else.
Yeah, and like, you got attached to everyone, including Chris Evans, and they all seem to be more genuine people. than an influencer and this person is like just in it. They were all just money hungry people in this ridiculously lavish, massively unrealistic place, and I think that possibly could be why I didn't like it as much.
It did seem like, because like some like a family trying to like, you know, off each other or whatever to get a reasonably large inheritance is kind of a bit more believable than like, here's Elon Musk and his insane friends who have to be friends with him because he's bankrolled everything they've ever done. It seems a bit sillier, I suppose, if you want to think of it like that. But that, I think you're probably right, though. I think if I hadn't had the first one kind of like spoiled for me, I probably would have enjoyed that probably more. But the ride that I had with the second one was better, I think. But I absolutely want to watch, like, if they do like 2 or 3 more of these, I'd watch every one of them. I think it's a really good series.
The first one also gave you a feeling that he wasn't as good of a detective as he was made out to be.
Yeah, I get that. Like, where it's a sort of like Sherlock is, they'll always wheel him out and he'll just be like, I've already figured this out and I'm going to spend 20 minutes explaining it to you. Or like, I think that's kind of like what, like the old Poirot sort of things. It was like, it's basically, it would culminate in 20 minutes of someone explaining how brilliant they are, rather than just going, I know you did it, arrest him. It's like, no, I'm going to lay this out intricately for everyone.
Especially like in like their Midsummer Murder things, and it's like, if you'd actually just, like, most of the time they've already said, I already knew who it was. Well, if you'd have said something, 3 other people wouldn't have died. I know you're trying to do a bit of filler, but come on.
It's
good
them.
Though. I did like them both.
I did watch about 5 minutes of Bullet Train, but I genuinely fell asleep during that.
It's all right.
So I want to revisit that again.
It's another oneer. No point watching it again.
Just sort of like a one and done.
Yeah. I watched it and I enjoyed it, but I was disappointed at the same time. However, I can't remember his name. Aaron Johnson, Quicksilver. The MCU Quicksilver, sorry. He's excellent in it. He's very good. And he's lined up to play Mr. James Bond.
I don't know, I've seen him as like a Scottish dude in The King's Man. He's got sort of like a gentleman, like, I mean, the Guy Ritchie, the gentleman, kind of like Charlie Hunnam, that kind of gangster kind of vibe to him.
Bullet Train is full on Cockney. It's like,
he is, isn't he? That's the thing. I don't think I've seen him as like Henry Cavill, for example. Say you've seen him as like the dude from Band from Uncle, and like the agent in Fallout. I definitely buy it. Maybe he is just absolutely too massive to like be a spy. Because like obviously he's a gorgeous, insane 6'3", built like a brick shit out. Like you clock him from a mile away.
That's the thing.
You need someone a bit more.
Well, out of the people who are in the running, he's the only one that's been called back to do the turn.
Who?
Aaron Johnson Taylor, yeah.
Just get Idris Elba to do it.
He's too old.
Maybe he is by this point.
I'm pretty sure he's either the same age or older than Craig.
What, at this point?
So they want someone young that they can get at least 3 or 4 films out of them. And Aaron Johnson Taylor is... He's got to be like our age, Annie. Maybe even younger.
I'd say he's a bit older.
If he is, he's not by much.
No,
I don't know. I'd say he's younger because in... How old was we when Kick-Ass came out?
That was about 10, 12
so
years ago.
I was 15. And...
I don't know. I'm going to say he's about 37.
I'm going to say 35. I'm going 35.
He is 32.
Oh, even younger.
1990 he was born.
Wowie, kazowie.
Oh, there you go.
He's younger than Zoe.
So, yeah, I'd like you say, you could absolutely get 3 or 4 decent films out of him if you were to go for him. Is he actually? Is he British?
He is British.
Because I think that would just absolutely...
Yeah,
he is English, actually.
That's
a good sign, though. Like, I couldn't place him.
He's a good-looking chap, and he's built up for Craven and stuff.
That ain't happening.
No, but he's still booked up for it. But I say he looks good. He's a decent actor. He's British, which helps because if they went into it from Bullet Train, he's like, fucking hell, Q.
Yeah, I don't think you could have like a working man's
That'd be
Bond.
brilliant.
You need to. Yeah, like what's his name? Like Taron Egerton.
I think he's on the list.
To be fair, like but would people just be like, well, it's the same guy from Kingsman.
I wouldn't buy him.
He's just doing the same thing.
I wouldn't buy him as Bond.
I think now that I've seen him as like the spy kind of like, I'd much prefer him to do more Kingsman films than change and do it a bit more seriously, and do a Bond.
I can see Aaron Johnson Taylor as a spy. He is quite suave and stuff. I don't find Thingy overly suave. He probably could be. I always used to say, the guy at the beginning of the first Kingsman, the one that gets killed, the British guy. I think he's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, he was in Coupling
as well. Yeah,
think,
that sitcom.
Back in the day.
That opening thing, I was just like, he'd be an all right Bond.
Oh, before he gets cut in fucking half. Yeah. That's like a Roger Moore kind of like. Yeah. It's more gentleman and sophistication rather than Daniel Craig running through walls and drowning people.
So,
just murdering everyone.
I think Cavill would be an excellent Bond, but not now. Like, they should have grabbed him before Superman. I
mean, he's up for grabs at the moment, though.
He's in talks with Marvel at the moment. Rumour mill.
Doing what,
Captain Britain.
Yeah, do it.
100%.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I mean, he's lost The Witcher. Well, he's stepped away from The Witcher, and he hasn't got the DC stuff anymore. He's got this Warhammer thing that's going to happen at some point, apparently.
I don't know enough about Warhammer to get excited.
I'll tell you what. I played quite a bit of, I think it's Dark Tide, like the new first-person shooter thing. It's a great game, but it just reiterates why I don't understand anything. Like, everything's in Latin, and
for that.
It's just like it's one of these things where it's just like, if you come in at an entry level, like the amount of shit that you've got to learn to like understand how any of it works. It's like trying to understand like the entirety of the extended Star Wars universe, and you don't know anything about Star Wars. It's like trying to teach someone that. It'd just be
my
chaos.
friend used to do all the Warhammer, like getting the models and painting them and whatnot. He tried to. I mean, this was back when I was like really young, so like 4 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
But he tried to get me into it, and I was just like, this doesn't remotely interest me in the slightest. Fair play to everyone that
feels like it's a tough learning curve to try and...
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing to crack into would just be... Nah,
we're too
it's a lot to learn.
Now.
Maybe. I mean, I get like the model making and the painting side of things, and the like the incredible detail that people and like the effort that goes into it.
Even that's out the window now, because now 3D printers are readily available. You just print your own. Like I know a guy who is into Warhammer and Magic and all that stuff, but he's got a 3D printer, and he gets the 3D prints of the figures that people want, prints them, and then sells them. And I was like, that's a really good little business model. I mean, it's potentially illegal, but it's a good little business model.
Almost definitely illegal, yeah.
But I mean, did you get them made in the end for your D&D? Because they were going to be making the little things, weren't they?
Yeah, I got him made years ago.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's like an avatar creator in a game. It's just you just literally pick all your bits, sliders, and all that kind of stuff. Send, they print, post it to you, bang on.
I like that.
Dead easy. Yeah.
I was going to say nothing to do with that. Started playing Pokemon. Which one have I got? Ruby. No. Scarlet. I was going to say Ruby's definitely an older one. Started playing Scarlet.
Yeah, it is. It's about 12 years old. Yeah.
It's all right. I like it. I prefer it to Arceus. I think it's better. I still hate the fact that there's no have you played a Pokemon game before at the beginning? So I could just go yes and skip all the fucking bullshit. This is a Pokemon. I know what fucking Pokemon is. But yeah, I'm getting through that. Started playing High on Life before Christmas. Really like that. Picked up God of War again because I stopped playing it because I was just played too much of it, and I was like, I don't want to burn it out. And then
Last of Us coming to
that's coming
PC,
on PC soon,
1st of March.
Also, the TV show will be here soon as well.
Yeah, I'm not particularly fussed about
I'm
that.
looking forward to it with an open mind, but I'm also open to be massively disappointed.
I'm gonna assume it's not gonna be very good, or it's not gonna be what it should be, which is shot for shot, word for word,
Which is
what the game is.
We've got it already.
I'm more excited to play The Last of Us Part 1, the remastered version that's coming to PC, and Hogwarts Legacy that's also coming to PC at about the same kind of time-ish. I'm okay with that because it's
Next
free on
month.
Game Pass. So that you can sign me up for that every day. I'm a bit annoyed that I've got to buy Hogwarts and Last of Us for about 40
but
quid
Last
a
of Us is
go.
never going to be on Game Pass, is it?
No, I mean I've got it for the
Yeah.
PS3, but
Yeah, but when's the last time you played
it's
that?
getting rebought. Yeah, exactly. But I've been contemplating, Callum, because I got the Galaxy Fold 4 last week, and I've been genuinely thinking about getting the Game Pass upgrade to Ultimate, because I think I'm paying about $7.99 for PC Game Pass at the moment, like standard Game Pass, and it's like $10.99 for Ultimate. Obviously, the benefit in doing so is that you get access to the Xbox version as well, but irrelevant because I don't have an Xbox,
I do.
or at least one that uses Game Pass.
Over there.
But the beta for the cloud gaming, the xCloud for the phone,
It's excellent, mate. I use it. I use it on the S22 Ultra. It works so fucking good. Sync up.
Are you using a controller for that, or are you just using on screen?
Some games work really well with on screen, like Minecraft Dungeons. That works with just touchscreen controls pretty decently. But we've got I forgot what the hell's the controller called? I thought it might have been on charge over there, but it's not. We've got one of the controllers that your phone connects like clips to.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. It's an official Xbox one, but it's got a different name. But
Sure.
I only picked it up. I picked it up for Logan a couple of Christmases ago, and it was like 70 quid or something like that. But in Smith's, it was on sale for like 35 quid. And I wanted to get him a controller for his tablet, so I was like, that'll fucking do. And then it turned out to be this one that was genuinely pretty decent. But I use that if we're going somewhere and I just want to sit in the car, play something. It's all right.
Yeah.
No point doing it here because I've got an Xbox behind me and a PC here. So it's,
Yeah. I mean, I could I'm just thinking I could use it at work, but then given that I'd have to use the Wi-Fi, I don't know if Work's Wi-Fi would because you can't connect to say if you were to try and go on Pokemon Go, it won't connect to that because it recognises it as a game, so it won't connect to it.
It actually works better on 5G.
Yeah, but I've only got 6 gig of data because I got this phone, which I'm actually paying a 10 or less for than I was on my old contract. But I don't want to go, let's get 25 gig, let's get unlimited data or whatever, because then I'm spending exactly the same amount that I was. So there's little point really. But I didn't know about this new tariff thing that they've got. Apparently all the phone companies are now picking this up where the phone cost and the airtime are two separate things that you're paying for. So you could technically pay off the phone whenever you wanted
and
to.
then you're just on a SIM
but you're
only
still
plan.
paying... Kinda, yeah, which is quite interesting. But I had no idea that even existed until I was literally in the phone shop going through it. But yeah, I think it's a great little phone. I had a case arrive for it today, so hopefully should avoid some breakages. There was an official one that has the thing in the back for the pen, but I'm not getting the pen.
It's the only thing I think they missed out on because it's not like the slimmest device they've ever made, so there's plenty of space. I mean,
not even close to, mate. It's chunker. Look at that.
Yes, I mean that's what I mean. There's so much space on it. But
when you open it, It's like the size of my
it's fucking
face.
huge. But the S22 Ultra is only that thin. And at the bottom, where have we gone? This side, you've got the S Pen. So I don't know why they couldn't do that on that.
There is absolutely room for two of them, like one on each side.
You could get like an S Pen the size of a fucking highlighter pen in there. It's like,
yeah.
Other than the fact that they go, well, pay more money and get one.
It's all screen.
That's what it's all about. But it's a perfect screen for an S Pen.
Yeah, 100%. Like I've been on there's a couple of like pen specific apps that not specific, but obviously better used for it. Again, when I see you next, I'm sure you'll be able to sync it up to this.
Be able to.
But like if you like use some of the drawing stuff on that, it'd be amazing. Yeah. But because I've got no need for it. It's like 30 quid, which isn't overpriced or anything. Like I imagine if it was like an Apple equivalent, it'd be about 300 quid.
Well, the Apple Pencil's 100 and something.
Well, there you go.
And
if I could buy a case, if it was like set, because I think the official Samsung case with the pen holder is like 70 quid, I think. If I got that and it came with the pen, maybe I'd consider it. But like that and then buy it on its own. I'm pretty sure I'm right in thinking that. But
the best thing about the S Pen, Dan, I don't know if you can hear it. It's got a little. Nope. It's got a little click. Doesn't do anything. Just clicks. It's just dead annoying. I love it.
Is that just like a what do you call it? A fidget spinner?
Basically, yeah. That's all it is.
See, the Pixel, the S22, and the Fold 4, those were the three that I was looking at. Because I've had a Pixel. The 20 was what I had beforehand. So I thought 22 was just a step up from that. The Fold, the only reason I was even considering that is because it was something different about it. It was innovative. Yeah, like with a screen. I was like, I watch a lot of stuff, and if I'm on trains and like whatever, coming to visit you or whatever, then that's something to have. I didn't even think about like the xCloud, but now that I think about it, I'm just sort of like, well, if I could use it at work, that would definitely be worth it. But then I'm just sort of like, well, if I can't, then that's pointless. If I use it at home, doesn't matter. Use the PC. What about when I'm on the train when I'm coming to see you? Well, I've got the Switch.
True.
So I was like, well, is there any point to it now? Like, why would I be paying something extra for something I'd barely use? But, as you mentioned the other day, there is a family plan option which is not available in the UK yet, which we could use between us and separate the cost. So it would actually work out way cheaper for all of us. And then I'd have normal Game Pass, and I'd get it as well, so I might as well make use of it.
I find it really handy. And it I mean, the fact that I've got, obviously I use it on the PC and I use it on the Series X as well as using it on my phone. So the Ultimate's always been just made more sense for me. But I think even if you didn't use xCloud or anything, I think the family plans are genuinely good idea because it's fucking cheaper than what you're paying anyway, and you get more benefits out of it. So this.
Well, when you separate it between the users, then it does work out cheaper.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll actually be paying more because I'll be paying 3 different ones. Because I'll be paying mine, Zoe's, Logan's. You've only got to pay for yours, which is like £5 or something like £5.50 or something like that. But it just makes more sense. So hopefully that'll be in the UK at some point soon.
Is like how because I've never actually used it. Does it just work on the games that you've downloaded then? Like how does it actually work? Because I genuinely don't know.
Just the same as now. So like now it'll go, you're a Game Pass subscriber, but if you signed in, if you went and bought an Xbox tomorrow and you signed in, you wouldn't have Game Pass on your Xbox, even though you've signed in, because your account is only like Netflix. If you don't pay for 4K, you can't watch 4K content. Just works the same as that. But it won't be. We're not all like sharing in an account. It's just you'll have. This is I don't know how it works. And just say this is the Povey account, and then these are the people that have got access to it.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of physically using it, like I don't understand. Like, does it run from my account?
Yeah.
So only the games that I've got installed.
Do you mean? Sorry, I thought you were on about the family thing. Sorry, no, that's me completely
Oh no, I get how that works.
No, you just go on it, and it's just all a Game Pass that's available on xCloud. Not everything's on there. So you click, I think it's called Cloud Gaming on the app, and then you go, I want to play Forza. You just press Forza, it loads, and then you play it.
But so I don't need to have it installed.
There's quite.
But does it pull from my saves though?
If you've got it, if you've played it, yeah. If you haven't played it,
so like Forza isn't installed at the moment. But if I was to go on the phone, my Forza save would already been there. Huh.
Assuming that you've got Xbox Live, which you have because you've got Game Pass, so it's got cloud saves on it.
Yeah. So it knows what. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so much quicker. There's a number of games that I've gone, I don't know if I want to bother install. Like, I want to play it, give it a go, and I'll play it on my phone first and I go, this was pretty good actually.
It's like the modern version of demos.
Basically, yeah, because it's pretty quick. When it first started, you couldn't use it unless you changed your router to 2.4 gigahertz. So I've got a dual band router, so I've got 2.4 and 5.0, and it'll just go to whichever one it wants to. But it would never let me connect to 5.0. It would go, no, it's got to be, no, the other way around, sorry. So you had to manually go into the router and set it to that.
I'm sure work would love that. Yeah. Like, do you mind if I piss about with the Wi-Fi at work just so I can use it? That's changed
now. This was when it first launched.
Yeah.
But it just works now. Let's say there's been a good few games where I've just gave it a go via the cloud. I played it in Google Chrome just to test it. I started playing Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It works fine. It's all right. No noticeable lag or anything. Graphics look fine.
Well, I think when it's like when this family, because inevitably it will come out in the UK as well. Yeah. As soon as that comes in, this is going to be the perfect device to kind of use it on, because it's got 12 fucking gig of RAM, for God's sake. It's got as much RAM as my GPU.
Well, I mean, RAM's irrelevant for cloud gaming. It's for your local games that you want the RAM for.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I was thinking about just getting like a whole bunch of emulators.
Yeah.
Just like, I could just PlayStation, PS2, PS3, N64, like all on the go.
All legal ones.
Just play anything. Yeah, because they exist.
That grey area for emulation. I still think DS is the perfect thing for a DS. So you got your top screen
like
and then your
flip screen.
Yeah, be ideal that would. But I mean, there's a lot of good, genuinely decent Android games that are worth giving a go, just because you got the device to do it. In worst case, just delete it.
Not all of them are can deal with the larger screen though. Like, so Pokemon Go, for example's sake, it cannot deal with it. Like, the bottom half of the screen is just not there. You can play it on the front
still, though, can't you?
Oh yeah, you just close it and it's there and it's fine. It's just a slightly thinner version of like what your normal phone would be. Like, annoying. Like, so like if you're watching, like, say if I watch something on Disney Plus, say, you can have it so it's like it fits perfectly to like the aspect ratio, like as it would for your computer. But you can still zoom in and it fills the entire screen. It's just that you might lose like some of the edging and stuff like that, which again, depending on what you're watching, doesn't really make any difference. It fills the whole screen up. Exactly. So it would be ideal if you could do the same thing with game. Potentially, you can do that, and I just haven't figured it out yet. But if you could just zoom in or out, so you could fill the whole screen, or just reduce the overall size and just black bar around it, maybe, just so that it fits in better.
You can. But
I don't know. I think it's just because, like, a lot of developers, obviously, a screen that big just does not exist for a phone. So why would you develop for it?
It's more like we've gained, like, from when Linus did their test, it was not your Fold, the Fold before.
The 3.
S22 Ultra, I think it was Redmi Pi something, the Red Black Magic phone, and another one, and they're like, these are the best phones you can ever have for Game Pass. I'm pretty sure the screen on the 3 and the 4, the dimensions are exactly the same.
It's just 7.6 inches.
Yeah, it's just the resolution that's better on the 4, and the front screen is bigger and better on the 4 than it is on the 3. Still like quite a large bezel on the front of the third one. So if xCloud works good on the 3, it's going to work excellent on the 4. So I wouldn't too much about it.
No, the thing is, I don't just want to sort of get it for gimmicky reasons.
No, that's not the reason to buy a phone for xCloud.
No, but I think if you were sort of like, maybe if you didn't have an Xbox or if you didn't have a PC, but you still wanted to have that kind of option. I mean, to be fair, you could buy a PC and an Xbox for the same price it would cost to buy this phone. Because it's like 1,500 quid.
You could buy one of the new Samsung TVs that has got Game Pass built into it.
Yeah, but then I think if you're doing that, then just get an Xbox. Like, do it properly.
I don't know. Like, depending on what settings you're at. Because like the new TV I'm looking at will have it built in. I'll never use it because I've got a Series X. So like, what's the fucking point of ever using it? But if you're a student, I mean, you're not going to be able to afford it.
I thought you were going to say, if you're stupid,
did you want to do it? Yeah.
Get them all. Yeah. Get them all and have them all talk to each other.
But I think the having Game Pass apps for TVs, I think, is such a smart fucking idea. For xCloud,
well, it seems that
obviously.
Microsoft are doing that. Yeah. They just sort of like, well, should we just not focus on the hardware and just make things more accessible depending on the device that you've got? So we're focusing like on other people's hardware rather than us developing it ourselves. If you want to make a TV that can do this, fine. You can have it built in there. We don't have to worry about building new TVs.
I mean, you can definitely tell that's where they're going, because I had an Xbox One X.
It'll eventually turn to like a Fire Stick. That's all it'll be.
That's what we talked
plug
about
into
before,
whatever,
didn't
it'll
we?
just...
And I still think that's a good idea, because obviously that's upgradable as time goes on as well. Here's an xCloud stick. Oh, you want xCloud 4K? We'd also do one of those as well, and just like that. But you can tell that's the route they're going down, because I got the Series X, and it's great, and it's fast as fuck, and a lot of the games look really, really good on it. But I haven't had that same initial wow factor I had with the PS5, because it's exactly the same as the Xbox One X. It's just better. Same as when the 360 controller, and then you had the Xbox One controller. I think the DualShock 4 was a bigger improvement over the DualShock 3, because it was just a vastly different controller to the PS3's one when the PS4 came out. Whereas the Xbox One controller was just like, you remember that perfect controller we had? Well, we've just perfected it. So it was excellent, but it didn't feel overly new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tweaking the design that works for them.
Yeah, it's not, like I say, it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's what the Series X is like. It's excellent, but doesn't feel only marginally better.
Yeah, even just aesthetically, not even talking about the hardware side of things, but like the jump between the PS4 and the 5 was just sort of like, this is something from the future.
Yeah,
this is.
I mean, fucking, that's what it bloody looks like. I mean, can't see because my stupid head, but
yeah. Also, everyone knows what it looks like. Don't worry about it.
No, but I mean, like, that's just a big stupid black fucking rectangle, and that's a fucking router. But like, it's there's no. Neither of them are winning any design things. I still think they look fucking stupid.
I don't know. The PS5 controller is
the controller. I love it.
That is another.
I love it. I love it.
That's in a league of its own, though.
It's so fucking good. Genuinely, is a good controller, and I think even people that don't like PlayStations would be hard to disagree.
Yeah,
like you. You elitist.
I've literally just been like, oh my god, I can't wait to play Last of Us.
On PC.
Where it should be played.
You've already taken Final Fantasy off us.
That was on offer, I saw the other day. I mean, I say on offer, it was reduced to like 36 quid. I was like, that's still not enough of a drop to warrant a not yet complete game.
7.
The remake, yeah.
You didn't like it? You played it at mine.
I've still got to get it. It's Final Fantasy 7. Now I know for a fact that I was right to resent the insane price that they were asking for it. Because if I paid 60 quid for that and I was just like, I can't even have a turn-based option in it, I'd have been livid.
I genuinely remember when I played it the first time, it was like, oh, you can do this option. I'm like, oh, fuck off, I don't want the turn-based option, I want to do it this way. So I never looked, but then obviously when you played it, when you were here, and we're trying to get it to work, and it's like you could only use it when you had so much of your thingy bar. It's like, what's the fucking point?
But it's not even. It's not. But it's not even like proper turn-based. It's not like you're here, there, and then you just sort of like think about like strategically try and do something. It's still just you press buttons.
Yeah.
It's just a hack and
I'd
slash.
have been more. I mean, I was okay with having it the like Kingdom Hearts style. I was okay with that, but I'd have been more thingy if they'd have done it like. Remember, like how Cotter's turn-based combat worked, where it was semi-real time.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, you could still pause and queue up commands and stuff, but you were still sort of like coming up with those things on the fly. Like you were queuing. Again, it was an order that you were getting.
I think it was a good system.
Yeah, it's not really something that I'm assuming that it probably is somewhere, but I don't think I've played anything that has that same kind of
Cotter 2.
Like, yeah, but like even BioWare's other like RPGs and stuff, they don't seem to have returned back to that.
Nah, I mean,
but maybe it's because like technology's advanced. It's like, well, we can just do sort of like free flow combat.
Well, they don't, like Square Enix had said for a long time. The only reason Final Fantasy was turn based was because the technology wasn't there.
You couldn't do anything else.
I do genuinely think something like the Final Fantasy VII remake is what they envisioned originally.
You're probably exactly right. But I just still maybe I don't know. I would have thought that they'd have just said, you know, the reason, like one of the reasons that it was so, because if everyone's like, oh, the story's incredible, but I fucking hate that turn-based shit. Like I just don't understand why that isn't like an option to. Maybe it would just been too complicated, but they still haven't made the full fucking game
still
yet.
Not all out.
So I mean, why are there not alternate modes if you're not releasing the full fucking finished product?
Shouldn't be that much either. It should be like 20 quid. Should be 3 parts, and they're all 20 quid, which equates to 60.
I'm assuming that you pay, and then whenever the new one's released, it unlocks in the thing that you've purchased.
I'd just rather pay 20 quid 2 years ago. And
well, no, because then you're looking at like, but then it's like Metal Gear, like with fucking Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes. Like this is just a bit from the game. You can have that for 30 quid.
I mean, I can't say too
like,
much.
People
cannot.
cannot.
I got that sent for free, so I can't say too much for.
I think
Ground Zeroes.
I think I did buy it. Did I? No, I think I got the demo for it. Because I think it was like
I got it sent for a review for Ground Zero, so that I was a lot more generous than I would have been if I'd have bought it.
I didn't get it. I've just remembered. Like I remember I've seen videos on it. Actually, I'm just going to check Steam just to make sure I'm not fucking lying. But I'm pretty sure.
What's this? I bought it day one.
On point of principle. I think I said absolutely not. Like I'm not buying like a level of a game. Oh no, I've got it. Oh, what a dickhead!
My arse.
Yeah. Last played in 2015. I'm going to assume that I probably did buy that then, but I would have been waiting for an offer, so I wouldn't have paid that. Like, I wouldn't have gone for like a day one release.
I 100% wouldn't have bought it. I say, look, fortunately, I've got a review copy sent, so yeah, I was all right with it. But I actually didn't get Phantom Pain until I think it was like 2 months after it came out.
No, that I did get as that came out. I'm pretty sure because like me and a mate at work would like we were super into it.
Well,
so like every day we would like because he got like the special edition one that came with
the red hand,
the arm.
Was it strong enough to hold a controller?
It was so disappointing when he got it. It was about this big, and like the fingers were movable, but it was so sort of like light and flimsy.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, this is. I know it wasn't going to be like a solid steel kind of like incredible prosthetic, but it just looked like, oh, this is just like the knockoff version that you'd get. Like, so it's like a Mad Catz, like, so it's not quite the legit one. It's just the slightly worse version of it. I mean, again, it looked great, but it would look great for a photograph. I don't think you'd be able to pop a controller
for something
properly.
like that. It either needs to be one you could put your hand in like a glove, or it's just like a sculpture. So it's strong enough to hold a controller or some headphones or something like that.
You could mount it
yeah.
on a wall or something. Yeah.
But I was actually going through some photos. It was a few months ago, but a picture popped up, and it was for my birthday, and I had some stuff off Zoe, including Phantom Pain, and a pop vinyl and a red PlayStation 3 controller off you. The PS4 controller, sorry.
I bought your PS4 controller.
Yeah, that red one. Because it was after we'd been playing Rocket League with a PS Vita and a PS4 controller.
Well, we're just like, oh, this is shit. Like, this is completely unplayable.
I was fine with it, but clearly you wasn't because you bought me a new controller, which I've still got as well.
I was thinking about Metal Gear the other day. I think I was watching some video about it, but the last time I even played Phantom Pain was in 2019.
Phantom Pain is a good game.
It is, man. I need to go back.
It's everything Wildlands wishes it could be.
112 hours I put into it.
Not as much as I thought, I'll be honest, Dan. From a big old Metal Gear
I did. I know. I did like a lot of the like going on missions to like stock up my base so I could like make my base better. But
I just like sending animals up with the balloon thing.
Nah, it was like it was just doing like just loads of like side. But I think I just need to like just hard restart it and just do it
play
again.
It again now. It's been long enough. I could play it again.
It's and this would look way better as well because I think this would be with my new card as well. So yeah, probably do need to go back to that.
I think you started a 970, 980.
It would have been 970 at that point, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, it should look a lot better.
Yeah, but I don't think I've played anything new, mate. If I'm honest, I'm just having a look at. Oh, I did start playing Spirit of the North yesterday, and then gave up on that after about half an hour because I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking boring.
I've fallen behind a lot of things. I started playing Stranded Deep.
Yeah, Deep Stranded.
Deep Stranded, sorry.
I mean, it's only 2 words and you still managed to get them the wrong way around. Well done.
I don't like that I have to press tab every time I want to like swap what's in my hand because I haven't unlocked the fucking number keys yet.
Well, it's a piece of... it's a lashing to like... Although, I'll tell you what, I did build a tool belt on my first playthrough before I fucking died. I don't know how to put anything in it. Like, I'm sure there's a way of like hotkeying it or something. I don't know how.
Well, I'm on a fucking island. I've only played it I'm on day 2, I think, something like that. But it's like,
you know, this is co-op, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to play. Like, I know we're going to play it together, so I was like, I want to start it and know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
stuff.
Okay.
Although when it started, I was like, fucking hell, I've played this already, and then I realised it's just the exact same opening as the forest.
Yeah, so it's a plane crash. It's just like it's like Peter Parker's like Uncle Ben's sort of like origin story. It's like this: you're on a plane and you just crash, and then you're surviving, all right. And then this is why it's different. You're on a boat, you're on a little island. You've got to sail around.
When I got to the life raft, that I was like, nah, this is a different game. But I was genuinely convinced. Like, well, Dan told me to play this. Like, we've already played this.
I did turn off the like animals attacking and stuff. I was just like, it's bad enough I've got like
I've got that turned
sail
on.
And
I got attacked by a crab and then fucked it up.
Yeah, I think I can't remember what happened. I think a shark ate me or something like that.
I haven't done that. You got permadeath on?
No, I just got really annoyed. So I was like, fuck this, I'm starting again.
Well, it's like on the island that I'm on, it says you got to get. I forgot what they're called, but you got the little plant things that you need to make like the rope fibers and stuff. And it's like, oh, you need 4 of these to do that. And I'm going around, I'm like, there ain't none.
They grow back.
I know they grow back, but it's just like it comes up as like I've done that. I go, oh, like I've done the 4, put it together, built this, and it's like, cool. Next task, build this. Well, I can't because I've got none left.
Well, it was like, I think it was a water still that I was struggling because I think it's like every time you start it was like randomly generates like the shit that you've got on your island. So like I didn't realise that you could like there was like a consumable thing to like build coconuts and like to like be able to drink coconuts and stuff like that. So I think I was dehydrated. I couldn't regain my health. Because, like, I don't understand, like, because I'd been bitten by that shark, so I'd bled out, so I had, like, a block of... That's why I restarted, actually, it's just come back to me. So, like, where your health meter is on your watch, I had, like, one block that kept on running out, because I couldn't find food and water fast enough, and I couldn't figure out how to heal, and the watch just keeps on fucking beeping, because, like, your health's low. That's why I restarted it. I was like, I'm not sitting here and listening to this while I try and figure out... I'd gone to a bandage, it's like, you're not cut. Like, you just need like a health kit to like boost your health back up. But I don't know how to build that as of yet. But I think if we could both get on it
Have you not done the water
and that was
thing
another
yet?
thing.
The water container. Is that what you said you were building?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've sorted that on this new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, I was going to say.
I was building like a hut and everything, but I'd put like I got my dinghy and I found like 3 crates on like a sunken ship, and then as I was swimming back to my island, a storm hit and my boat got flipped over and they all just fucking disappeared, and I was like, this is the worst. Like, since the restart, I put it on like not creative mode, but like calm mode, so nothing's griefing me. It's way more fun.
Well,
so I could just sail between islands and like just watch out for the storms and not dying of thirst, and it's kind of fun.
So I haven't had any hunger or thirst issues, but the last thing I did before I turned it off, I think I might have played it yesterday, the day before. I had to build a platform, like a wooden platform.
Yeah, like a house.
Yeah, but
thing.
then it hasn't given me any other tasks after that.
No, because once when you hit a certain point, where it's just like that's it.
But it didn't say. It just went build this. So I've gone cool. So I've done it, and then it's just nothing. But it hasn't gone right. That's everything. Off you go on your plop. So I was just walking around waiting for something to pop up because what have I got to put on top of this then? Because I've just banged it down and it's like halfway through the floor. I was like,
yeah.
So what can I put? Can I move my sleeping stuff on top of it?
No, because I think I tried to do the same thing. So I built like a foundation and a couple of walls and a window and a door frame, and I was going to move like my sleeping shelter inside it. But I don't. Again, I could be wrong because I've only played this a few days. I don't think you can actually move like
so
items
to build
that you
a
built.
new one.
I think so, yeah. But I mean, it's fairly cheap. But I'm sure there's like a bed or something like that you can get. But like you unlock so when you get like the crafting hammer.
Yeah, I've got
like
that.
when you go into the crafting menu, you've got different options on there compared to like just crafting with your hands, which I thought was quite nice.
Yeah.
So you can't just like build a foundation.
Yeah, you got to build the tools to do it.
Exactly. I kind of like that. But I tell you what, the inventory space is so fucking small when you're trying to like. And then you go, oh, I've got my raft, and then you've got 3 spaces on your raft inventory, like in addition to whatever you've got, and you can't have like 99 in a stack. It's like, oh, you can have 4 rocks, and then you got to have like another thing. Oh my god, it's like so many fucking trips. I'm just like, I need to get Callum on this as soon as possible because I need his fucking inventory space.
Oh, thanks.
To be able to make a roof. Yeah. Like, I can't cut down all the palm trees because I'll need to come back to those.
I just chucked everything. So where I built the fire pit and my sleeping dinghy and the water thing, and like all palm trees, logs, rocks, everything, I've just dumped on the floor by the fire. And
you can make them into piles.
Oh, I don't know. I've literally just chucked them. And sometimes,
see, I was doing the exact same thing, but when you've got like, so if you've got like, so not the logs, but like the sticks, like the wooden sticks. If you've got like 6 of those on you, say, when you go into like the, if you hold down C, it's like going to like the quick craft menu. At the top, it's like it shows you a picture of the thing, like the stick or the
what you've got in your hand,
frong or whatever. And then there's like a little blue pyramid thing next to it, and it lets you start a pile.
For fuck's sake!
So then you can just add into the pile, so they're not just flopping about all over the place. It's like a specific thing.
This is what should be on the tutorial, not fucking piss-arsing about building stuff. Show me all this stuff first.
Well, that's the point of survival, though. You've got to figure this stuff out.
No, because I just chuck it on the floor.
But I didn't want the tide to come in and just wash it all the way.
I'd cooked the crab on the fire and stuff, and then I built a fishing spear when I caught a fish.
Yeah.
And I took the fish back, and it wouldn't let me put it on, so I just threw the fish next to the fire and walked off. Well,
you've got to skin the fish first.
I forgot about it till after, because I was like, oh, what did I have to do with the crab? And I was like, oh yeah, same with the coconut. But I was just saying, this was like gone on, and it's just like E to extinguish. I was like, no, I want to put it on for this. Q, dropped it, walked off. I was like, I'll eat it later. It'll be all right in the sand.
I do like the fire starting. Like,
although mine never seems to be on the fire. It's like
in the sand next to it.
Yeah, I've gone like to the fire, and it's gone, oh, brilliant. So why have you moved away? It's good.
Well, technically, when you're doing that, you don't do it in the fire. You do it like in a log, like in a split piece of wood with like some kindling or whatever. And then when you get that going, that's what you use to start a fire. Technically, so maybe there's a logic to it. Or use
your sexy knife.
Yeah, I've got a real nice knife that starts fires. Yeah. But
made of gasoline.
I've just been like, there's like going around and there's like there's like cloth and logs and that sort of stuff, and this is like here's a torch and a lantern and I was like, okay, well that's quite useful, like light sources or whatever for the beach. And it's like, here's like parts of a vehicle engine. I was like,
I haven't had that.
Can I build a boat?
Probably.
I was just random fucking bits. But that's the thing, I don't know how far the crafting kind of goes with this, which is why I need you there to kind of like
ruin it all,
help consolidate some of this and potentially ruin it all. Yeah,
I really like it, and
I think it's a really quite a good one. I don't think it's quite like grounded levels. Like I don't think it's that kind of like fun.
I think it's a much smaller dev team.
More than likely, yeah. But I like the idea that you've got to. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it helps kind of like the longevity of it. That you need to like, oh god, do I wait for the sun to go back up again before I like cross to this next island? So like, I've got this method of like, because I haven't got anything to like indicate which island's mine. Yeah. I'll go in a straight line to like a new island, and then I'll always leave my dinghy on the beach, like directly
opposite
on a straight line. So I can just get in and go, right, that's the one opposite, that's the one I need to go back to.
Well, you could use the waypoint where you can drop your coordinates.
What?
There's a thing on your watch for your compass, and you can put home.
Are you winding me up? Oh, you wanker! I was like, are you fucking kidding?
I figured that out, but not how to stack items.
But I was just like, I need to build like a massive signal fire or something like that.
Probably is like a compass or a map or something. You can either.
I bet there's people listening to this who are just sort of like, you fucking idiot. It's like in the instructions.
Yeah, it's like press M.
Like. But yeah, to be fair though, thinking of that, the compass. Like, there's literally one in the raft. Yeah. But then do I take a compass or another axe to cut down a fucking tree? Like, I need to use the inventory space a lot more. That's the thing for
survival, though, Dan. You need to make sure you're equipped for the situation, and sometimes...
But then, why can I not craft a backpack to increase that inventory space?
Maybe you get some, like, leather or something.
I have killed a pig.
I haven't even seen a pig. I've seen bats, crabs...
It's on another island.
Starfishy thing.
Well, I had to, like, because, like, everything is, like, so finite, like, resources-wise, like, on that first island. I was like, I made a bow and I made 2 arrows. Because I was like, I haven't got enough fucking stone to make another one. And there was bats flying around. I was like, oh, maybe I can hunt a bat. And I said, like, if I miss, which obviously I'm going to, that arrow is going to go sailing straight into the sea, and I've lost it. Yeah.
That's what?
Because I think when I used the arrow on the pig, I don't think you could reclaim it. I think it broke immediately.
Well, I got the fishing one, and I've tried to kill seagulls with it because you can throw it, and I've missed, and it's gone into the water, and I've had to like go and swim after it to get it.
Well, I'm hoping that there's like a big island that I could like relocate my entire camp to, rather than just like these little mini ones.
I did originally when it's like getting the in the raft, go to shore, and you can see that first island, and then there's one further away, and I was like, there's going to be this first island's going to be like the real easy one, so I'm just going to go to the second one, and it took me that long to get to the first one. I was like, no, fuck, I'm going to the first one. It's like,
well, on one of the islands opposite mine, it's like a huge like tanker, like ship.
Oh, I haven't got that.
It's like a beach, like that's what I mean. I think it's randomly generated. It's like all
there is like a smashed boat not too far away, but like a wooden boat.
Oh no, this is like there's a plane in it.
Wow, my plane.
And I think that's no, it's like a propeller plane. I think the point of it is that you find enough shit to repair the plane to fly back to safety or something. Maybe I don't know.
It's massively convenient.
But I'm hoping
the guy who's been stranded knows all this stuff.
He just happens to know how to prepare and build a plane from scratch, maybe, yeah. But I'd like to think that you could just jump straight into mine, maybe, and we can kind of, like what we usually do for like space engineers and that, we can just kind of come in, do a bunch of resource gathering, make a couple of videos on it. So, yeah, we'll come back to that, because I do enjoy that.
We'll do that tomorrow. I'm in the mood for some Stranded.
That sounds good to me.
I'd say I do generally like it, and it's different enough that it's not just another survival crafting game. I think we'll have some fun with it, but we're going to leave it there, Sunshine, because we've gone on for nearly an hour and a half, but it's been fun. I also agree. If you want to see more podcast Let's Plays, game shows, and everything else that we've got available on the website, you can go to podcastversusplayer.com, youtube.com/podcastversusplayer, and all the social media things that are going across the bottom of the screen right now. Dan, thank you for joining me, and Happy New Year again.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to all. Happy Kwanzaa and all of the particular religious and cultural festivals that you may celebrate.
You said it, sunshine. See you on the next one.
That's covered everything, I think, hasn't it? Yeah.
Bye!